Okay, can everyone hear me and see me okay? Because we are live. So let me know if you can see me. It's been one of those days. My hair's a mess all over the place. But my makeup's still holding up, so that's always a good thing. Hopefully everybody can hear what I'm saying. I'm not seeing anybody in here yet, so comment when you see me or you hear me. Hello? 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 Okay. Okay, so can y'all hear me okay? Hey, y'all. Okay, good. Making sure you can hear me. I'm using a different microphone to see if we can get it where it doesn't have so much echo. So let me know what you think of that, because you know me, I'm always trying something different. And it's hard for me because I'm trying to keep from moving away from it, because Lord knows I always forget that there's like a microphone there, you know. There's a lot of people, like, I don't pay that much attention that I'm not actually on camera, so I mess up. But anyways, so my makeup's holding up pretty well. I bought new eyeshadow. I bought the new Huda Beauty neons, and this is from that neon pink palette, and it looks really, really good. Actually, I'm feeling really, really great. So yeah, medicine's working really good now. Don't have to take anything to sleep. Everything is the way that it's supposed to be. So awesome. Cameron left out of here a little early today compared to what he normally would, because he wanted to go home and play with more slime. We were shooting his video today for his Crafting for Kids with Cameron. And he decided that he wanted to go home and make some more, because we bought a slime kit. So just like you know. But yeah, no, I feel really, really good. Trying to fix my hair up because it's not wanting to stay in place. And it has been hotter than Hades outside. Like, our heat and humidity is terrible. And Cameron's getting more used to being on camera. I mean, he likes to film. I don't want it to seem like I'm forcing him to film. He asks me if he can film videos or whatever. And since he wants to, I'll work with him and teach him how to do it, because I wasn't that comfortable with it whenever I first started. Yeah, no, today, let's see. What is our temperature? Let me show you. I've got more makeup coming in. It's like I told my husband, I mean, I don't know how y'all are about stuff, but like, one of my things that I love to purchase and love to play with is makeup. And like, for the past 6 months, there really hasn't been a lot of anything that has interested me. And now there's a lot. No, I have not made the Thermoflex Clear video yet, but I'm going to. Tomorrow should be the print and cut video, but I have to wait for my husband to come back here after he gets off work to set up the new printer, because my printer that I print my like for like a printing at home use, like just a regular printer, decided to die. So I have to install a new printer. And talking about weather, you know, because y'all know I'm all over the place. Right now it is 90 degrees outside, which you're probably thinking, oh my goodness, that's not that hot. But with our humidity, it makes it feel like at least it's 10 degrees hotter. So yes, see, Florida has the same kind of heat and humidity we have. Okay, so the Cricut infusion, I saw that and I was like, oh, that's cool. Wait, that's dye sublimation. That's all it is dye sublimation. So, which we are fixing to get into. I'm going to the show on Thursday and Friday, so I should be vlogging from there. I'm going to be going to the ISS show Thursday and Friday. I will be doing a meet and greet at Specialty materials booth on Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So if anybody's in the Houston area and you haven't met me and want to, I will be out there. So it will be fun. Yeah, no, yes, if you deal with the humidity and stuff like that, you know what I mean. Because we sweat like bad. I mean, you can see I got all these little pieces sticking up all over the place because it's just that humid outside. And this is with dry shampoo in my hair because I didn't wash my hair last night. I typically don't wash my hair every day. I probably should. Well, no, actually, they say that it's terrible for your hair to wash it every day, but I don't know. But it's just crazy. And I have total lost train of thought. Anyways, keto's back on keto, doing very well with it. I'm going to be doing those update once a month on this channel. So if you're interested in that, this is like my one weakness because I am a Coke drinker. I love a good, regular, old school Coke, but can't do it when I'm on keto. So every once in a while I have the Coke Zero because then it still works. And I ride with my convertible top down. If you haven't noticed, I'm already like a lot darker than I was at the beginning of summer. Because I tan really, really easily. It's the Cuban in me. And I suffer from vitamin D deficiency. So many people do. So I like to get some natural sunlight. And I typically get about 30 minutes or so a day. If I'm planning on getting more than that, oh, I'm still on the Cymbalta, and it's going great. It just took a while to get it into my system and get the Lyrica out of my system. I think it's like 15 net carbs a day that you're supposed to do. I don't follow my macros really well, but I do keep a lot of low carb and keto friendly treats. Like I get keto recipes and follow those. But yeah, Cymbalta seems to be doing really good for me. I probably should look and see exactly how many carbs I'm supposed to get a day, but I do try to keep my carbohydrates low. But for me in general, and doing it like that seems to work really, really well because my body, other than taking the Lyrica, which I was just not taking, I was just gaining weight and it was so hard to lose it. Like I had to work so hard to lose it, even with the keto. But typically carbs, when I'm eating carbs, it just puts the weight on me or makes it extremely hard to lose weight. But as soon as I slow down on the carbs, it's not so bad. Which is kind of funny. Like I'm looking on the monitor, like, cause I can see myself, like, as I'm talking to y'all right there. My eyeshadow looks pink, but it is very neon in person. I was like, I'm a child of the early, I was born in 83, so 80s and 90s. And neons and bright colors have always been like my favorite thing. Pink's my color. And super duper excited about getting some new bright colors. And that neon's actually, no, actually, typically where I go get my keto snacks is we have HEB. And they have actually a really good selection of keto food. Typically for like if I'm doing burritos or anything like that, they have in their cheese section, and I'm not sure if you're from Texas, so I'm not sure if you're familiar with this. They have something called folio cheese wraps that's like a tortilla, but it's made out of cheese. So those are really good. So like if you're making a sandwich or anything like that, I really like those. I also take and if I'm craving something super sweet, I will take and go and get like the Atkins low carb, their candy bars. Those are actually really good and they don't taste diety. And then do bulletproof coffee, which isn't really my favorite. And then you can also have like real whipped cream, like, so that's also good. So I want to try to make some more. I tried making keto bread one day. Oh, that was terrible. Keto pancakes were not bad. The keto bread, I don't know if it's because I did it wrong, which is always a good possibility. It was like a rock. It was like the time I made, okay, let me tell y'all a story about. I made blue velvet cupcakes, which is just like red velvet, but they're blue. Cameron's favorite color is blue, and red velvet is my favorite type of cake. And they had a Paula Deen recipe on Pinterest. It's like, I'm going to be, a Pinterest mom and make a homemade set of cupcakes, because typically I use a cake mix. Well, I was at my mother-in-law's house whenever I decided to make them, and her cornstarch was in the container labeled flour. So I made, instead of using flour, because I just wasn't paying attention, I used the cornstarch, and it was like hockey pucks for the cupcakes. I mean, they were just dense and flat and terrible. Yes, cheese crisp. They make, at our HEB, they sell them. They have like a section that has some keto snacks. They're called wisps. They're really, really good. And pork rinds or pork cracklings are really, really, really good. Hi, Ava. And then at Walmart, they have the cheese like chip thingies in their salad section. They only have Parmesan version at Walmart, or at least the last time I looked there, they had them there. I also love green olives, are a good one. You just can't eat too many of those. They will make you sick to your stomach. But like at the office, I keep cheese cubes, one of my favorite things to keep in the fridge. I also keep like those little Carl Budding, those little like 59 cent packs of lunch meat. I keep those in there as well. Another thing I like to do is pepperoni slices. I bake them in the oven until they're really, really crisp. They're very good. Also, I know they sell them at HEB, but I don't know if they have them any other places. Oprah Winfrey has a cauliflower crust frozen pizza. Those are pretty good too. So that's the kind of stuff I like to eat. And I have to keep things around that are easy to grab and easy to snack on. Like I keep snacks everywhere, because a lot of times, especially because I was off keto for, well, I was sick and stuff like that, so for almost a month, it takes a while. Well, to me, okay, I'm looking at y'all's questions now. So, okay, the Cricut's fusible ink, all that it is printed dye sub pieces. So you're only going to be able to use that on polyester, which I'm going to do a review of it. I will purchase it as soon as I can get my hands on it. But I am purchasing a new dye sublimation printer so I can show you that it is kind of the same thing when I go to the ISS show this week. So, as I said, if y'all are in Houston, I will be there. Oh, my knee is like tight. And I'm getting back into CrossFit and all that kind of stuff. Yes, I'm going to be doing dye sublimation. I'm excited for that because it's so fun. No, I have not done the unicorn tutorial for the Cameo 3. Let's see, you thought that's what they were trying to do. Yeah, I mean, that's all that it is. And now they're going to have products that are specific for dye stuff. And I'm just wondering how expensive that stuff's going to be, because, I mean, Cricut is not known for the Cricut branded stuff on being very pocketbook friendly. Now I do know that if you're not wanting like a full size heat press, Silhouette, and I trust Silhouette products. Now I haven't seen it in person. They're supposed to be getting a 9 by 12-inch heat press that'll should be pretty affordable. Let's see, can I pronounce save? I think that's as close as I'm gonna get it. Dairy free. Now, see, that's where I would have the issue switching up things. Is dairy. I like cheese. I like milk. I like whipped cream. Like, I can't drink black coffee. So that's just me personally. So I don't think I could go without the dairy. I probably should, but I don't think I could. And that's part of the problem too, is going without the processed foods, because I would really like to cut down on the processed foods, but I have a busy life. I'm a mom. I have 3 kids, a business, a YouTube channel, dogs, a husband. So it's crazy. And I know everybody else out there is probably along the same kind of lines that I am, where it is, how do you find time for this? Like, I could have more time to make food if I didn't work out, but I think that it's kind of one of those things where, which is more important, eating a little bit more processed food and working out, or not working out and not eating processed food. I think it's kind of like a double-edged sword. I am going to try other blanks with the Cricut stuff, and then I'm going to also try the just regular dye sub with the Cricut blanks. See, and my kids aren't completely grown yet. One of them's an adult. She graduated high school, but she still lives with us, and not really, like, I mean, she's not grown up yet. Like, everything is still, how do you do this? And I mean, which is perfectly fine. It's just, y'all get what I mean. It's trying to find that right balance and what is actually going on. Stevie's over here. She is knocked out. Let's see. There we go. Sorry, I have to hide people because sometimes people act like cruddy. But so I'm going to try a lot of different things. But yeah, the printer I bought today is massive. So that's the problem, is where are we going to put it? Because the other one was nice and small, and that's why I picked it. But it was only $50, and it decided that it did not want to work anymore. So, you get what you pay for a lot of times. Well, I'm glad that you were able to be here, Reva. Maybe I'm saying that right. I butcher names all the time. Okay, specialty materials only, you have to file with them to even, you do have to have a business license. You have to send an application to even possibly get approved to sell their products. So, which it's kind of a thing where, oh yeah, no, Sublimation's only for white or extremely light colors, because it doesn't print white. And since it bonds with the fabric, if you, whatever color you have underneath, like black is okay, but if you put blue on a pink shirt, it will take and show through and almost make it purple. And that's the way Sublimation's been now since, for at least 12 years. So yeah, it has to go on white or light, extremely light colored products. So anyways, okay, so you did vinyl on a wine glass. How do I get the texture sealed? What do you mean get it sealed? Because if you're using a permanent adhesive vinyl, You shouldn't have to take and seal anything. That's not going to go anywhere, especially if you just like let it sit there for at least 24 to 48 hours. Vinyl, I mean, now if it's small and stuff like that, well, yeah, you're always going to be able to feel it because it's something sitting on the top of the glass. Now, if you wanted it to actually bond in with the glass, you'd have to do like some type of etching with it because unless you wanted to sit there and try to epoxy, but you'd have to use like a food safe epoxy or something to even think about covering it. Which a lot of times is more trouble than it's actually worth. Because even if you go and buy like a wine glass from Walmart, Walgreens, even like Bed Bath and Beyond, you'll still be able to feel it because it's either going to be painted or something. Typically, it's not like actually bonded in with it. Yes, and the Cricut infusible ink will only, I mean, when I'm looking at that product, that it screams polyester, but they didn't even tell you, like the videos I've watched over it so far, on what material it's going to work on. Because like on coasters and stuff like that, typically it has a polyester coating. I love to see more downloading on the Cricut. I do lots of downloading on the Cricut. I do lots of videos showing how to download onto the Cricut. Cricut's the one that I use the most. Well, thank you, Inez. Inez. That's how you say it. Inez. At least I didn't. Yeah, you can do etching on wine glasses easily. Yeah, they didn't explain a lot of that really well. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I guarantee you, all it is just polyester. Just polyester. And you can do it on a 50-50 shirt. But the problem is whenever you're using it as a 50-50 shirt, the colors aren't near as vibrant. It's like this dress I'm wearing right now. Okay, this I bought at Bubbles and Bliss. Super cute. This is a polyester dress. This is dye sublimation on this dress, on this fabric. That's all it is. I mean, and yes, no, it's not going to wash out. It's not going to go anywhere, but that is all that it is. So yeah, you get super vibrant colors, but you can also get shadowing, and they're not explaining on the way that things can mess up or whatever. Now, you can take away the look of it being a white shirt or whatever, but you would have to cover the entire piece, your entire shirt, for it to be something. And they do that. Like, that's part of why I was saying that this dress was dye sublimation, because it is an all over print, and there are several different pieces, but that's, you would have to have a big heat press and big pieces of paper to match it up. Okay, so that's the problem that I'm having, is like, I don't know much about iPads for downloading files. I can tell you all day long on how to download them onto a computer, but I don't have an iPad. I have an iPhone, and I don't know how to do, like, I haven't even looked into possibly doing screen capture to do it on an iPhone. Oh, see, I didn't know that about the tube fiber, but yeah. Um, yeah, and they do that. Like, you should see some of these sublimation printers. And if you ever get a chance to go to like a big show that does sportswear and stuff like that, like what I'm doing this week, you can see some of these massive heat presses and printers, and they've got some really cool stuff. Yes. So, yes, it does have to be larger. Like, sublimation, we've done sublimation in the past, and we had it where it did roll sublimation. You don't have to use butcher paper. You don't have to use butcher paper. but I will get into all that. Like, I will have everything laid out like I normally do, so that way I can show you everything to teach you all about dye sub. And hopefully we will start videos on that next week. Now, I don't want to say for sure, because when I go to the show, sometimes it does take, like when I ordered my laser printer, it took like a week or so. No, not a week. It was longer than that. Like 2 weeks for it to come in, and then we had to install it and all that fun kind of stuff. So we are going to be going over all of that. And I'm going to be picking up some of the Cricut stuff because, I mean, I want to see it and play with it. And I want to be able to say, hey, look, if you have the ability to dye sub, for sure, then you don't need to be purchasing all this stuff. But yeah, I mean, and part of the issue too, I noticed, is they're using an easy press with it. An easy press, a lot of dye sublimation needs a heavy pressure. Now, in glass products, not really, but on a lot of those products, it needs a heavy pressure. So I don't know how well, if it's actually getting the true to life colors and things like that, but we're going to go over all that. I want to play around with it and see what they're using. But I will tell you, one thing that really looked cool to me was those markers. The markers looked really neat. So, well, and they may, as I said, they may have a different technology now. Because as I said, the last time I used dye sublimation was a few years ago. So let's see. Yes, the markers look cool. Like, I love the neon colors. But again, I'm all about the neon. So trying to keep an eye on the front where it's been a day. We have an employee who's sick. She has the shingles, so keep some people in their prayers. Yeah, see, the markers aren't. Yeah, I mean, but it depends on what you're wanting to do. That's why I want to play with it. And that's part of it. Is I enjoy, I mean, y'all know, I like to play with this stuff. And I want to keep adding things and seeing what's out there. So we'll see how it goes. Because, yeah, I mean, I don't know what their cost and all that kind of stuff is going to be. Do you mean Arteza? I have to look at that company and see if I can find them. Y'all probably know a lot more, unless I go to a show, of what's going on and stuff than I do. But yes, it is Lori. She's got shingles and it's bad. Hopefully it shouldn't last. Hopefully it won't last too long, but nobody enjoys getting the shingles. And she was so sweet and so concerned that, because she knows I have a lowered immune system, I get sick very easily and have had a lot of issues lately. She was so concerned that I would get sick from it. And I was like, well, shingles, that's not how the virus works. I've had chicken pox. So if I ever get shingles, it will be because it reactivates in your body. As of this moment, I don't know anybody else that sells sublimation paper print that's got the designs on it, but I might start doing it. So I will look up Art Express. So they're $39.99. I will look her up, especially if it's a smaller based business. I like to purchase from smaller based businesses. I mean, y'all know, I sell all the stuff that I use, and I know that I am not the cheapest on everything, but I appreciate it whenever all of y'all order from me. It really makes me happy. Y'all are helping, pay for Cameron to go to soccer and stuff like that. I mean, oh yeah, no, shingles does not seem like it would feel well at all. These earrings came from Baubles and Bliss. I think they're like $12.99. And I can't wear a heavy earring, and they are linked in the description box. I always link them because I have a code for them. I purchase from them anyway. But these are like made out of wood and acrylic, and they're super lightweight, which I can't wear a heavy earring. If you notice, it doesn't pull on my ears at all. Because if y'all have noticed, if you've watched my videos a lot, you will notice that I typically have cuts, bruises all over my body. You would think that my husband beat me, but he doesn't. Don't worry about that. If my husband never raised a hand at me, I'd kick his hiney. But I cut, bleed very, very often. I'm short too, but I have a longer neck. It's weird because my husband is a lot taller than I am, but my torso area is as long as his is. So I can pull these off. But most of the time, I cannot wear a dangly earring because they weigh way too much. There goes a light fixture. It's okay. But and typically, like you can see, I'm pulling on my ears, like like that look right there. So I won't wear them because I don't want to like rip my ears, and I already have a problem with scarring and bruising and stuff like that. It's from Stevie's bed being right here, so she bumps that door. I mean, it didn't really mess us up too much. We're okay. But yeah. Stevie, you want to come say hi? Anything for the mommies. Say hi. Yes, we do have one color of the adhesive available. But I am Specialty Materials is stocking several colors, and I'm playing with them, and I'm going to see if I like them, and if we do, we will be stocking those on our website as well. Yes, she's my spoiled, rotten baby, and you notice, if you can see, she always has that tongue out, but she is the most spoiled, rotten dog there ever was. But yeah, I love this dog. This is my baby. We joke because whenever I tell to the kids about helping with the dogs, I'm like, go help your sisters. But yeah, because they're like my other children. Oh, she is the best dog. And the thing with Stevie is she's like a bump on a log. She loves to be loved on, but she's not very much in your face. Now, she will cry. One of these days, I will take and try to record it for y'all and show you. She cries like a baby if I try to walk out of the room. And she gives me kisses, but she hardly gives anybody else kisses. And as long as she's close to me and I'm not leaving her, she's just the chillest dog. She's a dachshund, but she's a mini long hair, and she's my baby girl. We've had her for 10 years now? She's about 12 years old. She was a rescue. And I love this thing more than And she's not an aggressive licker. Like my other two, Bella just loves to lick. Like she'll lick your feet and the couch and your hands, and she's just really weird. She's the oldest of the dogs. And then Stevie, like if you are in like anywhere near, especially if you're holding Stevie, she is in your face, like aggressively licking your face, and it is so annoying. But I love her. And I mean, like some people get grossed out about dogs kissing you. I could care less. I mean, they're my children, and I love them. She's just kicked back. This is her favorite spot to be scratched, which is right on her neck. And you can see from her face fairly, it's probably hard to tell on camera how gray she is. And oh, she grunts too, don't get me wrong. And like whenever I was in California, one of the worst things was sleeping without her, because she takes and she sleeps. Like I have two pillows on my bed where my head goes. And I have one flat that she lays on, and then I have one kind of at an angle that I put my head on. So she's almost under my head. And when she sleeps, she will make little barking noises and growl, and you can see her running. She's a dreamer. Always a dreamer. Huh. Oh, babies. But yeah, no, this is my baby. And she has seizures. That's why she comes to work with me. She is just the bestest dog. Anyways. Well, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've been on here for about 35 minutes. My husband should be here in just a minute, so I guess I should go ahead and get this off. So that way we can install a printer. So hopefully we can do some printed tutorials with all 3 machines. 3. So that way I can show you a Silhouette Brother and the Cricut. So remember, we'll have a new video tomorrow. We will have Cameron's slime video on Thursday. Remember to check that out. And if you have kids, show it to them. He's so excited about doing this, y'all. Friday will be a new crafting for Disney, and I will try to vlog some of our trip whenever I go up to the ISS show. And we will hopefully posting that soon. Cameron went home with his big sister so he could play more with the slime, because I bought a slime kit, an Elmer's glue slime kit. Definitely recommend those. It was $10 at Target, and it has enough to make 2 different colors of slime. So it was pretty cool. Good deal. And it's not as sticky as when you make it with borax. But I guess that's it. So I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.